Do you want beautiful skin? I know I do, so that's why today we're trying out the Charlotte Tilbury Beautiful Skin Foundation. My skin is nowhere near perfect. I have combination skin, so that means it is dry, it is oily, it's doing it all. It's great. I also have acne-prone skin and a lot of redness, so there are so many things working against my foundations, which make it honestly pretty hard to find a foundation that you love and constantly want to use. I used to think that that was my current foundation, the Dior Forever Skin. I've been honestly in love with Dior foundations, but lately this one is just not sitting well on my skin. I feel like it's not the right color, so we're switching her out and we're gonna test out the Charlotte Tilbury. I have heard such mixed reviews on this foundation, so it could honestly go any way. It might patch, it might glow, I might look greasy, it might look great. We don't know, but we're gonna find out. So a little bit about the product first. Here is the box. I did actually have to fish it out of the garbage can because I threw it out last night without even thinking. But it is clean, it is fine. First off, what I love about this foundation is it says, for your best healthy looking skin. Oh, sorry, I had read it wrong, but you know this, it's the same thing. For your best healthy looking skin day, every day. I don't think I've had that day yet, so I mean, if this can be that day, perfect. It also says that your skin should be 285% more radiant. So if I can look radiant and not greasy and oily, perfect. It's also supposed to be long lasting. So that's up to 16 hours of wear. So basically the whole day. And it has pollution defense, which honestly is really good because you don't realize how much your skin is affected from the pollution in the air. So always a bonus. It's supposed to be undetectable coverage, improve the look of skin with each wear. That's crazy. Boost hydration up to 166% because this does actually have hyaluronic acid, so it's super hydrating. And it's also supposed to make the skin look plumper, smoother by 181%. Your skin tone is supposed to be more even, up to 210%. And then over 90% of users agree that it minimizes the appearance of pores, reduces appearance of pigmentation and dark spots, and your skin appears brighter. So these honestly sound amazing. All of these claims that are supposedly backed by science, because that's their whole thing. It's science and color, right? So if all of that does happen, sounds pretty great. But as we all know, everybody's skin is different, so we really do have to test it for ourselves. So I'm gonna do it. Let's put it on my face and see how it goes throughout the day. This foundation, it does have a pump, which I do really like. And then as well, once you get to the end of that bottle, you can open the end and try to get as much of it out as possible until you're scraping the bottom of the barrel. So I'm gonna apply it with a beauty blender on half my face and then my hand the other half, because normally I do like to use my hand, but from other things that I've seen, the beauty blender can actually really help with this foundation. So I'm gonna test out both ways. Let's get into it. Just put these guys away. I'm gonna take off my ring because I hate doing foundation with rings. And then let's see, actually let's do this hand. Oh, that's so weird. So because this pump, it doesn't have a stick that goes down to suck up the foundation, I'm trying to pump it, but it's just slowly sucking air out of the bottle and taking forever, but we're gonna get there. Oh, I think I feel it. There we go. Okay, so we got a pump there. It looks really creamy and nice. Looks awesome. It honestly feels silky, hydrating, and honestly just feels great on the skin. So I'm very excited to put this on my face. I'm just gonna go wash my hand first. Got a little carried away. Okay, so I'm gonna do this side first. This is gonna be the side I'm doing with my fingers. I'm just gonna do a pump onto my hand and add more as I need it, but let's go. So right away, it is so thick, like in a good way. That's feeling like pretty medium coverage, which is exactly what I was going for. And then I'm just applying a little more in the areas that it didn't quite spread as easily to. Forehead. So right away after applying, you can obviously tell which side I use the foundation on. Everything is obviously looking a lot smoother. It definitely is medium coverage. And I do think that it actually is making my pores appear smaller, as well as giving that kind of smoother effect. So I'm really liking that. And so far, I'm not noticing it sitting in any dry spots, but the real test will definitely be throughout the day. So let's now get out our beauty blender. I'm gonna go give it a quick wet down, and then we'll apply the other half. All right, time to do the rest of the face. I'm just gonna put it in dots around my face to blend. I don't know why, I find with a beauty blender, it's a little easier when you do that. And then we're gonna blend her out. So we finished applying the other half with the beauty blender, and right away, honestly, I'm not really noticing too much of a difference from using the beauty blender, but let me go stare really close up and see if I can pinpoint some differences. So I stared a little deeper, and I will say that using the beauty blender, it did make it sit a little smoother on the skin than my hand did. I think because of how thick this foundation is, when you're blending it with your finger, sometimes it can feel like you're pulling it instead of blending it nicely and having it sit on the skin. So I might continue to use the beauty blender, but I do find whenever I use beauty blenders, I just go through more of a product, which is very frustrating. But otherwise, it's looking really good. It is evening out the skin tone. I do feel, quite luminous without being greasy, which is pretty hard for my skin. I'm liking how it's smoothing out. It is medium coverage, which I was looking for. I do believe this is my color as well. I love how it sits. Overall, we're pretty happy. So I think I'm gonna do my makeup. We're gonna come back, see how it is, and go from there. All right, so this is it. This is the finished look. So I didn't do anything else to the foundation. I just did my brows, my lashes, and then I applied a little bit of lip balm or something. So I'm really trying to see how this foundation is gonna sit throughout the day on its own. I occasionally do use a powder on top of my foundations, but usually that's just if I'm feeling extra oily. So right now I thought it looked fine. I didn't think I needed to apply that, so it is just the foundation. And today I've got lots to do. I have to walk to the store, so I'm gonna be outside walking for 30 to 60 minutes. I have to make some food, so I'm gonna be cooking in the kitchen. So there's gonna be, a lot of wear and tear on this foundation. So we're really gonna see how well this works. Now, before I start my day, I just wanna show you guys the foundation, kind of just with a few different types of lighting, just so you can really see what it looks like right now. So here we are in my bathroom. It's just, the lights from the light bulbs, and I don't know what's going on, but one is yellow and one is white, but this is how it looks over here, and I'm still pretty happy with it. And now we are outside onto my balcony with real natural light. It is a bit windy, I apologize, but I don't know, I think it looks pretty good. I love it. So that's how it looks in a couple different spots. Now I'm gonna put it to the real test, wear it for the rest of the day, go do all my errands, everything I need to do, and we'll check back throughout and see how it goes. On my way to the grocery store. So far, so good. Just got home and it was so hot outside, oh my God, but it was also so windy. I had to take my sweater off, carry all my groceries, walk home, have my hair whipping everywhere, and yeah. Luna, can you not? So couldn't film while doing that, but here's the update. I was sweating like crazy. On the bright side, I don't know, my foundation is still looking pretty good. I have no hope for here because like I had sunglasses on and it was just sliding everywhere with the sweat and the makeup, and just, I'm quite surprised. Like I don't look oily. So I guess so far we're at 3 p.m. and you know, we're doing good. So this is the end of day 1. Now I know it still looks pretty bright in my place, but that's because the sun literally does not go down until like 11 p.m. here in Edmonton. So don't worry, it's like 9:30 p.m. It's been about 12 hours of wear with the foundation. What do we think, guys? Personally, I'm thinking it looks pretty good. Nothing set like in any of the lines. That's the weird thing. Like usually I'll get like smile lines or like something here when I furrow my brows, because I apparently do that a lot, but nothing. It's looking good. I didn't have to touch it up or anything, and I'm not feeling super greasy or oily, which I really thought I was going to. So I don't know, so far we're doing good. So I'm gonna wear this for a couple more days before I give my final verdict. I'll try one a little bit more full coverage, especially a little bit longer in the day, maybe for the full 16 hours to kind of see how it holds up. And then we'll have our final verdict. So this is day 2 of trying the foundation. This time I did my whole face with the sponge, and I'm really liking how it turned out. And I only used a pump and a half of foundation, so that's not bad. This is what the foundation looked like at the end of the day, and honestly, it's still pretty good. I was touching my face a lot and had completely forgot that I was like gonna film what it looked like at the end of the day. So that was pretty good, but I did fall asleep last night with my makeup on, and I don't know, when you do that, like your makeup the next day is not gonna sit as nice. Like my face feels dry. I don't feel good. So I put the foundation on and I really just wasn't feeling like even wearing makeup today. So I did just the foundation, and already, like you can tell, it is not sitting as nice as like the past 2 days. Like I feel like it's sitting in my pores. I feel a little dry, all that fun stuff. So for this day, I did want to actually try using a little bit of powder. I normally use the MAC Mineralized Skin Finish in medium, but because my face is so dry because I didn't wash it, I'm just gonna do it in the T-zone. That's usually where I put it anyways, but I'm not feeling dry there. So I'll do the T-zone and then see how it looks at the end of the day with powder. This is what the foundation looked at the end of day 3, and I think we can all agree that this was the worst day for the foundation. So it was the day that I didn't wash my face was super dry, and I tried the powder. So overall, not a great day. Now looking back at all of the days I wear the foundation, the start of the days definitely look the best, but even at the end of the day, the foundation still held up pretty good. If we take out yesterday, the day where everything was going wrong, I think we have a pretty solid foundation. So thinking back to all of those claims that were on the box, I will say that I do think that my skin was looking a lot more radiant with the foundation. And I think just in general, when you put a foundation on your face, it instantly brightens you up because it's covering those dark circles, those dark spots, it's evening it out, and then just overall bringing out kind of like your true skin tone. So I do agree, I felt luminous, and I did feel like my skin was instantly brighter. It is also medium coverage and long lasting. So the day that I wore it up to 16 hours, it was still on and it was going well. It was still medium coverage and I was really happy with it. So it does last throughout the day. I also agree that I did feel as though it was hydrating. It did not feel drying at all, especially right when you apply it to the face or even at the end of the day. So I think that hyaluronic acid being inside the foundation is really helping and kind of making your skin better, right? It's treating your skin and keeping all that moisture locked in. So I was very happy with that. And then lastly, the fourth thing that I will say I noticed is kind of the smoothing the look of pores. So I tend to really focus on my pores in this area because that's just generally where mine are worse. And after applying the foundation, I do think that they're a little more hidden and smoothed out. Most foundations do that, but I think that this one did do a good job. So overall, I'm pretty satisfied with what this foundation did. It did what a normal foundation is supposed to do with a few bonuses. You know, I'm looking radiant and luminous. My pores are smoothed out. I'm feeling hydrated, and it's gonna last all day. So those are some pretty big points that I'm happy with, but I wouldn't suggest using this foundation with a powder. I do think with how kind of like hydrating and luminous it is, when you apply that powder, it does dull it a bit, and it just makes it a little more drying, which for me was too much. So personally, I wouldn't suggest a powder, and I also would suggest using a beauty blender. I was a lot more satisfied with how that looked, and using my hand, it was just a little too thick and harder to spread. So no powder, use a beauty blender, and you're gonna look luminous and have beautiful skin. So you know what, Charlotte Tilbury, I think you did live up to what this bottle says. I don't know if all of these other claims are gonna come true, like it's gonna improve my skin with each wear, all of that stuff, but you know, I guess we're gonna find out as I work my way through this bottle. Overall, I will say that I am happy with this foundation. I would suggest it if you're looking for something that is medium coverage, especially if you have combination skin and you do have issues with oil. So I think that this is a good choice, but if you have oily skin, it might be too much. So I'm happy. I hope you guys are too. If you try it, let me know in the comments below. And if you liked this video, don't forget to like and subscribe, and I will see you guys at the next one.